There was once a time when two hearts met and found a connection so strong it felt like fate had brought them together. They were different in many ways, but those differences only seemed to make their bond stronger. Together they laughed, dreamed, and built a world that felt safe and full of love. Each day with each other felt like a gift. They shared their hopes and fears, whispered secrets, and promised to always be there for one another. Their love felt endless, like a river that would never run dry. They made plans for the future, plans filled with happiness, adventure, and togetherness. But as time passed, things began to shift. At first, it was so small they didn't even notice. Maybe they started having little disagreements, or maybe they simply stopped talking as much. Life brought challenges, stress, misunderstandings, or unspoken feelings that grew bigger with time. One of them began to feel something they couldn't fully explain. It wasn't that they stopped loving the other. The love was still there, deep in their heart, but they felt tired, restless, like something was missing inside themselves. No matter how hard they tried, they couldn't shake the feeling. They started to pull away, little by little. It wasn't because they didn't care, it was because they felt lost. They tried to stay, to fix things, to find the spark that once made everything feel so right. But the more they stayed, the more they felt like they were losing themselves. And then one day, they made the hardest decision they had ever faced. They left. The one who stayed was heartbroken. They didn't understand. They had loved deeply, given everything they could. They asked themselves over and over, "Why did you leave me?" But no answer seemed to make sense. The one who left didn't have an easy answer either. They still cared, still loved in their own way, but something inside them felt broken. They left not because they wanted to hurt the other person, but because they felt like they couldn't stay, not while they were feeling so lost and unsure of who they were. For the one left behind, the pain was overwhelming. They looked back on all the memories, the laughter, the love, the dreams they had shared. It hurt to think that someone who once felt like their whole world could walk away. They searched for signs, for reasons, for something that could explain it all. But sometimes love doesn't end because it wasn't real. Sometimes people leave not because they don't care, but because they need to figure out their own hearts, their own struggles. The one who left didn't stop loving. They just didn't know how to stay while also finding themselves. Time passed, as it always does. The one who stayed slowly began to heal. The questions in their heart didn't all have answers, but they started to understand something important. Love is complicated. It's not always about what one person did wrong or what the other person couldn't do. Sometimes it's just about timing, growth, and the journey each person is on. They realized that letting go didn't mean erasing the love they had shared. That love had been real and beautiful, even if it didn't last forever. And though it hurt, they began to see that this ending was also a beginning, a chance to grow, to heal, and to open their heart to new possibilities. The one who left also carried the memories with them. Leaving hadn't been easy. and they still cared deeply, but they knew they had done what they felt they needed to do, even if it hurt. In the end, both of them learned that love isn't always about staying. Sometimes love is about letting go, letting each other grow, even if it means walking separate paths. And though their story together had ended, it would always be a part of who they were, a chapter in their lives they would never forget.